This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Good evening, you're watching the late night news with me Divya. Let's bring you the top stories making headlines this hour. Karunanidhi says Neera Radia never brought him any letter from Ratan Tata. It's factionalism in the TNCC to the 4-2 MLAs walk out in the DMK Congress meeting Karunanidhi's residence. Now voters might have an option to reject candidates as the Chief Election Commissioner roots for an option to not vote. 8th standard girl commits suicide in Kumbakonam, sets herself ablaze after she was allegedly scolded by her teacher. 5 people surrender in the Mylapore double murder case. Police have already arrested 5 others in this.
So this murder basically is the matter related to some love issues. One fellow loving other sisters or something like that and all.
Milk producers' strike continues to pour into day 7. Chennai does not receive its usual share of milk owing to the strike. And birthday boy Somdev Dev Varman takes a cricket test with NDTV Hindu says Captain Cool is his favourite.
The better captain, Kapil Dev, Ganguly or MS Dhoni?
Strictly going on results, I would go with Dhoni.
Digest this, a bat ball stump or in a tasty dippy chocolate and a yummy life-size Choco World Cup. Well, our top story tonight, just days after the DMK's channel dismissed any links with the 2G scam, today the DMK chief Karunanidhi has refuted the reports that Ratan Tata had written a letter praising A. Raja and it was handed over to Neera Radia. In the DMK's mouthpiece, the Murusuli, Karunanidhi has said that he did not receive such a letter and no one has met him to hand over the same. He says, and I quote, it was Jayalalitha who wrote to the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi against a political mentor MGR, saying he was unfit to be the Chief Minister and that she should be the Chief Minister. There is enough proof to all those letters she has written, and if needed, we can produce that. Moving on, it's factionalism in the Tamil Nadu unit of the Congress that came to the fore today when 2-party MLAs staged a walkout from the TNCC meeting held here to firm up its strategy for the assembly elections due in May. Party sources said the 2 MLAs walked out demanding that senior party leader EVKS Ilangovan, Congress legislator party leader SR Balasubramaniam and MLAD Yashoda be included in the party's panel to discuss seat sharing with the ruling DMK. The Congress had recently named a 5-member panel comprising Union Minister S.P. Chidambaram, G.K. Vasan, Party spokesperson Jayanti Natarajan, TNCC President K.V. Tangabalu and AICC Secretary Jay Kumar. However, the TNCC President said that meeting DMK Chief Karunanidhi today in his Gopalpuram residence was a courtesy call and it did not figure discussions on seat sharing.
Tamil Congress சார்பில் அன்னை சோனியா காந்தி அவர்களால் அமைக்கப்பட்ட ஐவர் குழு இன்று தமிழக முதல்வர் திராவிட முன்னேற்றக் கழக தலைவர் மாண்புமிகு கலைஞர் அவர்களை மரியாதை நிமித்தமாக சந்தித்து பேசினோம். தொகுதி பங்கீட்டுக்கு சொன்னால் பிறகு பேசுவோம்.
Well, now here comes an option for all those who want to exercise their right to vote but do not want to cast that vote. Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi is vouching for the option of a not to vote button where you can decline a candidate. Now he said that he has written to the Election Commission of India to include 49O or the right to not vote. Qureshi says for the Election Commission, even if 999 voters out of the 1,000 voters choose 49O and 1 voter chooses 1 candidate, the winner is the one with a single vote.
The people themselves.
Well, in another shocking case of a student suicide, an 8th standard student set herself ablaze. Sources say the student was putting a 500 rupee note into her teacher's purse after it fell down. But the teacher mistook it as an act of stealing and reportedly scolded her in front of the entire class. Embarrassed over the incident, the young student committed suicide. 4 such incidents of suicide have been reported recently. Meanwhile, 5 prime accused searched by the police in connection with the Mylapore double murder case that sent shockwaves across the city surrendered before the Chengalpet court today. Earlier, the police already arrested 5 suspects, including a woman, on the day of the murder, when 2 history sheeters, Billa and Vijayan, were brutally hacked to death by a rival gang. Last Thursday midnight, the gang descended on the house of Congress worker Vijayan, murdered him brutally. Around 15 members then marched off to the house of Billa, a BCK worker, who was also fast asleep with his family. And that's when the gang members climbed up, tore away a part of the roof and jumped into his bedroom. Billa ran out into the street in panic, but the gang hacked him to death. The Additional Commissioner of Police has told NDTV Hindu that the killing has been triggered by a love affair that turned sour. And speaking exclusively to our crime reporter Salim, the Additional Commissioner of Police Shakil Akhtar gave us details of how the murder unfolded.
Actually, there are 2-3 issues involved here. They're all relatives first. They're all from the same community. They're all staying together. Of course, there have been small bickerings here and there. And they have been fighting on the small issues. And the issue was not quite big, so we can say that kind of, that gang rivalry and all. But yes, they were fighting on small issues. And last incident happened, I think that what we get in, as per that our investigation revealed, directly fall out of the love issues. And as I told you in the beginning, they have some kind of small bickerings going, fighting on each other for the movement of vehicles or not giving the ways and all. So those kind of feelings was there, and so this murder basically is the matter related to some love issues. One fellow loving other sisters or something like that and all. And since group is involved, so wherever group is involved in committing offences, we take it seriously and we treat it as a gang rivalry.
Well, the strike called by the Tamil Nadu Producers Welfare Association demanding increasement in procuring price for milk products entered its 7th day today, with supply-less milk cooperatives wearing a deserted look. The Erode District Milk Producers Cooperative Union, which normally sends more than 60,000 litres of milk daily to Chennai, has not been able to do so for the same for the past 1 week due to the strike. The supply of Avan milk sachets in districts is fast running out, and authorities said yesterday that they would last only for 1 or 2 more days. As against an average supply of 1.5 lakh litres of milk a day, there was no supply from the milk producers, who are demanding a hike of 8 rupees per litre for buffalo's milk and 5 rupees per litre for cow's milk. Well, with the new Spectrum scam entering the bandwidth comes a surprise mission to fly to the moon and back. More details when we come back.